Okay, so first game of the season once again was against Bishops Cleeeve, as it was last year, and it was a lovely dry and sunny afternoon. And the team was Gerard, Josh Hartley, Sam Davidson, Billy Maybury, Matt Aldring, Lee Francis, James Stokoe, Luke Holmes, Toby Holmes, Dan Cann and Jack Lovell. And both sides started playing the ball around on the deck, and it was really good to see. Did we know much about Cleeeve beforehand?
Somebody that we know went to their last pre-season game, and we sort of knew how they would set up, and to be honest, it was correct.
Right.
And we knew they would try and play, and it was good to see both teams from the off.
Yeah.
Both trying to play good football, and it was good.
Yeah, I think Bishops Cleeeve had a lot of new signings, so we hadn't seen many of them before. And the game started off well. There was 202 people here. On 11 minutes, we had our first goal of the season, and it was Luke Toby goal. Cracking goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great goal, and like I say, the actual start of the play actually came from Gerard, where he played it in the Stokesy. Stokesy played the ball, split the lines, got on to Luke, and Luke obviously does what he's good at and finds Toby in a bit of space, and Toby takes the goal again.
Took it really well. So it was 1-up, and that settles you down, I guess, doesn't it?
It does, because you want that first goal. We want to make sure we get on the board and get a goal, and then obviously it helps us to settle our game and start concentrating on what we do.
And our second goal, I should have said that we've won 3-1. Sorry, I didn't mention that. The second goal came on 21 minutes. We had a corner on the left. Luke took it in swinging. Canny, terrific dummy, and there was Matt Aldring to put it in the net.
Yeah, well, Canny did say that he'd actually called that he was going to do that, and obviously, well, it could have come off anybody, to be honest, but it didn't, and Matt Aldring's read it, finished it well.
Yep, so it was 2-0 after 21 minutes, and we were looking good, weren't we?
Yeah, we were looking really well. We like I say, moving the ball quite well, and we created a couple of other chances, so... It was looking good at the time.
Yep, it was. And for another 20 minutes, it carried on like that, and we were really in the ascendancy. And then on 41 minutes, the ball was pushed back to Billy. He let it sort of run past him to then clear it. Their lad nicked in and got it just on the edge of the area and went down. And the ref pointed to the spot. And worse was to follow, because he showed a red card to Billy.
Yeah. Like you say, it's one of them ones that you sort of didn't really expect, and I didn't expect it, because it looked like we had another player that was quite close in the vicinity of that incident. Obviously, it's gone down for a penalty. I agree, possibly it was a penalty, to be honest, from the little pull on the shoulder, but I don't agree that it was a red card.
No, that seemed really harsh.
There was another centre back that was close to him, and I think he could have recovered even if Billy didn't. So.
Yep. So there it was. It was a pen. The number 9, Sklenar, took it and tucked it away really nicely. And suddenly, from 2-0 up with 5 minutes to go to half time, it was 2-1. So did that completely change the half time talk?
Not really, because like we've set up, we stayed the same, and that's what we said to them. We're not going to change the shape because of that. All we done was obviously drop one of the forwards into midfield, and we said that we're actually winning the game. So we can carry on being positive going into the second half, and it was really important 10-15 minutes into that second half is that we didn't concede, but we carry on doing the good things that we've been doing in the first half, and to be honest they did.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yep, and for 10-15 minutes we didn't concede, we stayed in the game, and then on 60 minutes Sam Davidson just inside our half, tremendous interception, and he strode forward. And then he played a pinch of a ball inside the fullback to Jack Lovell, and Jack was on it in a flash and bang into the far corner.
Yeah, again, Sam Davidson's read the ball really well. He's intercepted it fantastically, and then he's on a runner probably about 10 yards when nobody was on him, and he was able to play that split pass between obviously two defenders, and Jack's read it really well and finished really well.
Yeah, so that made it 3-1, and that killed off the game, do you think?
I think it did. I think since we got the third goal, I think that was it really. And to be honest, I thought they were quite good, and I'll give a lot of credit to them, because they were set up the same as us. I just think we had a little bit more about us than what they did.
Yeah, and we made 3 subs. Louis came on, Louis Kellaway, Steph Penny and Ben Mogg all came on. But we had a really, really strong bench today. We also had Sam Baston and Ben Walker on there. That's probably the strongest bench I can remember us having.
Yeah, I mean, it's a headache. When you see players like that on there, it's great. It's a good headache to have, because now we've got a little bit of strength in depth. And when you've got a bench like that, you've got a few options, and obviously they've come on and done a good job as well. Everyone today, they've put on a real shift in that second half, from that sending off, and we couldn't ask no more. As the management team, coaching team, whatever you want to call us, we got to give credit to the players for that because they stuck by their guns.
They did, and all over the pitch there were just tremendous performances. I thought Gerrard's handling was terrific. His distribution has really gone up a gear this season. He's
been working on it through pre-season, and he's just grown in confidence. Like you see from the players, some of the players' attitudes today were brilliant. Discipline in their roles and responsibilities, and that's what we've asked from. And it was really good.
Sam Davidson was terrific. Matteo had another great game, didn't he? They were just good performances all over. I thought Jack Lovell was exceptional again today.
Yeah, the other person was obviously James Stoko. Again, after Billy getting sent off, and then we had to change him into that position, and we swapped it around a little bit. I thought the back three looked really good. Well, as a five, I thought we looked quite good. And like I say, the players all round them, they all stuck together and they worked really well. They worked hard.
And Canny, the ball comes to him and he holds it up and he keeps 2 or 3 men off and he lays it off and those little flicks. Terrific.
He's one of the best in the league at that. There's no two ways, and it's a pleasure to watch him, and the way he does it is fantastic.
Yeah. So we're pretty pleased here. It was a really good performance. 3-1, we've come away. Nice way to start the season. So there were 202 people here. The game was actually delayed for 15 minutes for the start because Bishops Cleeeve were stuck somewhere on the motorway, I think. Our next game, we're away on Tuesday to Didcot. The coach leaves here at 4 o'clock. And then next Saturday, we're away at Andover, and I think there's a coach going and leaves at 12 noon. So if you want to go on either of those, if you could let Peter Barham know, please. So Shane, thanks ever so much for coming to speak to us. And I must just say, I'm not actually Bear Grylls. This is just a T-shirt, okay? So thanks, guys.
You've surprised me.